Guys, good news. The analytics department of the New York Yankees has finally figured something out. This is something that I've been saying all year long. They figured out the most important part of baseball.
Let's just do it. Let's meet this thing head on. And you were in it to win it. You know, you make a choice to win, and you win. With zeal and focus and violent hatred.
Okay, so we can say for the first time in a while, things are looking up. And it's notable that when this team is playing good defense, they tend to win. The winning streak that the Yankees began when they were playing the White Sox, when they went on to sweep that series. A big crucial part of that was the triple play that was started by Gio Urshela late in the game. Well, last night the Yankees turned another triple play. Now, part of this was on the terrible base running by the Toronto Blue Jays, but that can really turn the momentum. It's impossible to overstate how important defense can be. The Rays are first in the division, and they are also first in baseball in defense. I don't think that's a fluke. I think there's a correlation there. Playing really good defense can take pressure off of your pitching and take pressure off of your offense, and this is an offense that's been feeling the pressure all year. Finally, we've got some guys that we expected to be a big part of this offense heating up. Gary Sanchez looked really good at times in spring training, and everybody said Gary's going to come out of the gate and really have a good year. And then he did come out of the gate strong against the Blue Jays. He hit that home run on opening day, but then he went into an extended slump. But it looks like he's coming out of it. He's having better at-bats. He's crouching down a little bit more. He's hitting for massive power. His swing looks really, really quick. And then you've got guys like Gio Urshela, 3 hits last night, picked up a home run. Giancarlo Stanton had 3 home runs against Minnesota, kind of cooled off because we had to sit him against Philadelphia, but home run last night. Hopefully he's heating up. Aaron Judge has been in a bit of a down slope, but you know he's going to come back up. He seems to be a little bit streaky, and there's something to be said for energy in the ballpark. There's more fans coming into the stadium lately, and tonight the stadium should be packed to the gills as it's quote-unquote reopening day, full capacity at Yankee Stadium. I can't wait to hear the fans erupt on a ball that's sailing deep into the bleachers late in the game to give the Yankees the lead. I'm just hella psyched about that. Okay, so apologies to those of you who were on my stream last night because my internet cut out as I was talking about the Mike Ford trade. In case you missed it, Mike Ford was traded to the Tampa Bay Rays for a player to be named later and $100,000 in cash. So the Yankees get the $100,000. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't at least a little bit worried that Mike Ford was going to turn into a stud with the Tampa Bay Rays, because Mike Ford is a smart guy. Went to Princeton. He's going to adapt well to whatever the Rays try and teach him. And I'm much more confident in whatever philosophy the Rays are teaching than what the Yankees are teaching. So Mike Ford, fingers crossed, I hope you keep sucking. So we're just 43 days away from the trade deadline. And I'm starting to think that there might be some significance to the fact that Miguel Andujar is playing so much left field. That could mean 2 things. One, either the Yankees are just trying to get one last look at him, one last showcase for both the Yankees and for other teams as we approach the trade deadline. It's also because he's been hitting, obviously, and the Yankees don't have a ton of guys who are hitting, but taking an extended look out there at him in the outfield makes a lot of sense. You want to figure out what you have in Miguel Andujar. Clint Frazier, I feel like the Yankees kind of know what they have in him, so he's been on the bench. But I feel like he could be a guy that is included as part of a trade package. In fact, the Yankees may be sitting him to protect him. If you might recall, he's had some neck injuries this year, and that could be one of those lingering things where the Yankees are sitting him down, making sure that he does not re-injure that, so that they can use him as a trade chip. Now, you're not going to sit him for the next 5 weeks. Hopefully, Brian Cashman is on the phones now and trying to work a deal that could upgrade this roster while you still have a chance. The Yankees are 6 games out. They've got a really tough series this weekend. If you have a bad series, you could easily be 8 or 9 games out. If you have a good series, you could easily be, 4 or 5 games out and headed into a half a season. That's, really, really doable. Brian Cashman is probably working the phones. There's probably some kind of significance to the left field situation right now. Brett Gardner has been better as of late, but I still don't think Brett Gardner is the long-term answer in center field. Brian Hoke was on my podcast the other day, And he mentioned it too, that Brett Gardner's not really supposed to be your starting center fielder at this point in his career. He's a great fourth outfielder. He can play all the outfield positions. He can still run. He can battle and work a count late in the game if he's pinch hitting. But he's not a guy that you really want to run out there every day, especially during a really hot summer where he's going to wear down. So I think the Yankees need to take a look at Ketel Marte and take a look at him now. He's hitting over 340 with Arizona. He hasn't hit a home run since June 2nd, but he's had 2 hits in 3 of the last 4 games. He's a switch hitter. He's got a .916 OPS. He's batting .347. So Marte is your guy. Unfortunately, the Arizona Diamondbacks are in no rush to move this kid because he doesn't have to go anywhere. He's got a couple of years remaining, and he's pretty cheap. So his price is going to be astronomical. If I'm the Arizona Diamondbacks, I'm probably saying to the Yankees, all right, give me Jason Dominguez. And of course, Brian Cashman's going to say no to that. So it's going to take some hard negotiation. The Yankees are probably going to have to include multiple prospects. The Yankees are going to have to overpay. And that's something that Brian Cashman does not like to do. He is a prospect hugger in the worst way. So we'll see how it all works out, but I feel like there's definitely something coming, and probably sooner rather than later. I wouldn't wait for the deadline.
Which excites me, which puts me in the zone of winning.
So the Oakland A's are no joke. They are no joke whatsoever. They are 43-27. They are in first place in the American League West. Their manager, Bob Melvin, is fantastic. They have an 82% chance to make the playoffs. They've got a ton of power. Matt Olson, their first baseman, lefty swinger, 18 home runs, 49 ribbies, 297 average. He's the type of guy I wish the Yankees had right now. They also have Mark Canha in left field. He's hitting .251 with 11 home runs and 30 ribbies. Ramon Laureano, 12 home runs, 23 RBIs. They also have Seth Brown, who's a right fielder, 9 home runs, 24 RBIs. That's the bulk of their power. Their catcher, Sean Murphy, kind of Gary Sanchez-ish this year. He is batting .219 with 8 home runs and 35 RBIs, a 110 OPS. So they have a really good offense. They also have some pretty good pitching. Chris Bassett, 7-2 with a 3.43 ERA. Sean Manaea, a tough lefty who probably will give the Yankees fits because he throws a really good slider and he likes to bury it down and in. Yankees have trouble with that pitch. He is 6-2 with a 2.99 ERA. And then tonight's starter in Game 1, James Caprillion, former first-round pick of the Yankees, 3-1 with a 2.51 ERA in 6 starts. He's had all sorts of elbow injuries in his career. I'm really, really excited to watch this kid. I think he's got great stuff. I watched him against the Red Sox a couple of weeks ago. He's still got a good fastball. I'm not sure his arm is going to hold up because he's got a really funky delivery if you look at him. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm not feeling super confident about this series, but I'm more confident than I was going into the Blue Jays series. So we'll see how it works out. Yankees are going to try and overcome this 6-game deficit. It's not going to be easy. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It helps other Yankees fans find the channel. If you really enjoyed it, check out the swag section. We've got tons of great designs to support all your favorite Yankees. And if you simply cannot get enough Yankees content, check out the podcast version of this channel, The Frieze by NYY Recaps, available wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Derek. Thanks for watching.